What is up, you guys, and welcome to another one of my videos. This time we are doing another cinema review for Zombieland 2 Double Tap. Now, whenever I went to see this movie, I had very high expectations. I watched the first one that was released 10 years ago, and I wanted it to be based off that. And after I finished watching Double Tap, every expectation was met. That 10-year-long wait was 100% worth it. I didn't see every movie in 2019. I didn't go to the theater every time a new movie was released. But I will say that Zombieland 2 Double Tap is the best movie of the year. Now, granted, I might be a little bit biased because Zombieland is one of my favorite zombie-themed movies. But if you love gore and jump scares and comedy, then go see Zombieland 2 Double Tap. Because Emma Stone said it herself, this movie is its own genre as a zom-com. While I went to the movies, I brought a pen, I brought a notepad to make notes so I wouldn't forget of things I wanted to bring up. One of the best things about this movie is that they kept the same cast after 10 years. Same Jesse Eisenberg, same Emma Stone, same Woody Harrelson, same Abigail Breslin. The characters grew up, the zombies evolved, the storyline continued 10 years later. And this is a really good storyline. But not only do we have those same original survivors, but we have new survivors. Of course, you've seen in the advertisements you have a few survivors. But one of the survivors I was surprised to see, I don't know his real name, sadly, but we had Beck from Victorious come to Zombieland. And he played a musician, which is exactly what he played in Victorious. He played a pretty good part, I do have to say. I loved his work in Zombieland. He played a great part, as well as Zoe Dutch played a fantastic part. Now, we all remember in the original 2009 movie, Columbus killed Bill Murray. He wasn't even a zombie. He was doing a practical prank, and he was pretending to be a zombie, and he walked up behind him, and he shot him. It was very sad in the movie. They followed that Sing by Plane Monopoly, and in the now 2019 Double Tap movie, there is a Garfield 3 poster. Everyone in the audience laughed at that part where they continuously kept referring to the Bill Murray murder scene. And it even came up in the movie as someone being murrayed. Now, the definition of being murrayed is shooting someone or killing someone who they mistake for as a zombie. It happens multiple times in Double Tap, and it is very hilarious. Also in Zombieland 2 Double Tap, they take trends from the past 10 years, and they make fun of them, basically. The past 10 years in Zombieland has been nothing but zombies and fighting and action and horror. But in reality, it's been trends like fidget spinner, and Pokemon Go, and Uber. And they make fun of Uber so hilariously. It is just phenomenal the way they make fun of Uber. Now, we all know how much of a country person Woody Harrelson is, especially in the movie playing Tallahassee. So eventually, they gotta end up in Graceland. They go to Elvis's house, and sadly it's all torn down. They meet another survivor there, and there is multiple Elvis references. I'm not going to give too much away about it, but there's just Elvis references everywhere. In the first movie from 2009, you see Columbus walking down the road. He hears a vehicle pull up behind him. Who's in that vehicle? Tallahassee. They meet for the first time. They get together. They fight zombies together for a while until they meet up with Little Rock in Wichita. In part 2, we meet another group of people, survivors, that basically mimic Columbus and Tallahassee. Now we're starting to get closer to the end of the movie, and of course I'm not going to give away the ending. But there is one scene in the last 30 minutes of the movie where I just went berserk. I was so close to just screaming in the middle of the audience in the theater, fuck yeah. I just wanted to so bad because it was such a perfect plot twist that you just weren't expecting. I wasn't expecting. Zoe Dutch played a character called Madison. She played the character of the dumb blonde from California who had everything given to her. You know, she didn't work for anything. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, this is going to be a fairly big spoiler. So if you don't want to know about this, don't watch from here on. Stop the video right now. But I have a theory about Madison. We see her get bit, or what looks like she got bit. There is a scene where they're fighting zombies, and she has a can of mace, and a zombie is on the ground, and he bites her foot, or what looks like he bites her foot. But eventually, Columbus shoots him in the head. Now, as they're driving in the car, Madison starts to feel sick. Her face gets all red and blotchy, and Tallahassee has to pull over, and she pukes everywhere. It's very morbid. But she throws up, her tongue is going crazy, you know, her face is still red and blotchy. She gets out of the car and starts running, and everyone looks at Columbus. I'm not going to tell you why they look at Columbus, but long story short, Columbus has to be the one to kill her because they think she's turning into a zombie. Now, I thought she was turning into a zombie too. Everyone thought she was going to turn into a zombie. Therefore, Columbus had to shoot her in the head. We don't see what happens, but we hear the gunshot, and Columbus returns to the vehicle. They leave with Madison still in the woods, assumably dead. But eventually, later on in the movie, we see Madison again. Not a zombie, perfectly human, perfectly fine. Now, it was explained in the movie that Columbus actually shot above her head, and he let her go, and she ran off. And they played it off as there was a peanut allergy that she had a reaction to, and that's why she had an allergic reaction and her face was all red and blotchy and she was throwing up. But I have a theory that we know that the zombies evolved and they became the Terminator, or as they called it in the movie, the T-800s, because they were so advanced and they were smarter than the average zombie we saw 10 years ago. But my theory is Madison is a zombie, looking like a human, imitating a human. Thus we have the T-900 or 1,000 or whatever you want to call them. You know, we have the imitation human. We have the imitation zombie. We have the zombie imitating a human, therefore it is adapted to humans, and it can do a sneak attack. So my theory is, Madison is a zombie, pretending to be human. So let me know what you guys think of that in the comments. Last but not least, it is time to talk about the musical soundtracks within the movie. In 2009, we saw What Is the World, then burning up, zombies everywhere. And then we go in to the White House. They're playing America the Beautiful. We have the cameraman get eaten by a zombie. And then we go into the music playing Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica. Great song choice, great intro sequence. 2019, 10 years later, we have Zombieland 2, Double Tap. We have another song by Metallica doing the intro sequence for Zombieland 2, Double Tap. And earlier I mentioned Elvis references. At the end of the movie, during the end credits, we get a rendition of Elvis's Burning Love, actually sang by Woody Harrelson. But that is all I have for this video. If you guys want to see Zombieland 2 Double Tap, it is in theaters now and will be for a while. So go get your tickets and go see Zombieland 2 Double Tap. It is absolutely worth it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. To come to a conclusion, here's the ending of our video from our favorite android, Cynthia.
Thank you guys so much for wasting your time watching this video. I know it will make Zach feel a little bit more special since no one else gives him the attention he desires. If you somehow enjoyed this video, click the like button, but make sure the dislike button works too. If you are new to the channel and have no clue what to do with your life, click the big red sexy subscribe button and bell icon so you receive a notification for every upload on Fridays and Saturdays. Your support makes Zach feel less lonely. Keep watch for next week's content. There will be a Wheel of Fortune game with Zach's other sister, Riley, as well as a video of Akinator attempting to guess horror movie antagonists for the spooky Halloween season. If you have any requests for future videos, comments, judgments, and questions for a possible future Q&A, don't be a hairy little vagina and do something about it. You might make a difference for the better in regards to this channel and its content. And don't forget to share this channel with your friends and on social media because you can bet zombies, poops, this is quality content.